The Flogcast may occasionally contain explicit content that makes it not safe for work or for minors. It also doesn't provide an excuse to use the same words on Bay 13. Normal big footy rules still apply.
Flogcast for the post-home and away season. Hosting is Cookie, who hates the everlasting shit out of the useless service called Skype. Joining me is, well, everyone's favourite midget, second to Starburns, Jose.
Hello.
Dan, who's eternally happy.
Yeah, always happy.
We have gotten someone who's here, who is somehow lower than Sue's. We have Pakenham Saint.
Evening.
And we have Big Footy's all-Australian defender, as well as number one swing woman in netball, Morgan Ashley.
Jesus, swing woman. I'd like to change my intro to Bay 13 Supercoach champion.
And also joining her is NL.
How's it going?
Alright, we'll start with Gil and Tears.
Well, also, just because you're wondering, you're also lower than Zeus.
And well, we'll start with Gil and Tears. Who wants to go first?
Go! Nick Rewald, 26 and 9.
That's a fair outing.
Yeah.
Casual.
That is a fair outing. If he played for North, he'd get delisted.
Next, Gil or Tears.
I go for Fremantle winning Pav's last game. Since we've epically failed every other milestone game for Pav, we decided to beat the Doggies this week. And it was good to see it get him that goal in the goal square.
Yeah, because he missed everything else.
Yeah, I was just waiting for Fremantle to do the, typical Fremantle shit and just fuck everything up.
But they didn't. They decided to fuck the Dogs up, which is kind of fun.
I've got goo for the other master trolls, the Collingwood Magpies. How they managed to fuck up everyone else's season, or everyone's finals, hope, everyone's ideal scenarios, Collingwood fucked them all.
You have effectively handed Hawthorn its fourth premiership in a row with that result.
You can feel free to do something about it to change the result. We pissed off Geelong supporters, we pissed off Sydney supporters, and we sent the Dogs back to Perth again. Ha 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 ha! Eat a bag of dick.
Collingwood just pissed
My
off their
group.
reporter anyway.
So, and we played well, it was great, and we just did enough to still fuck everyone's day up.
It was the hope that really killed them.
See, this is what happens when you all get on board the Collingwood bandwagon. You get your hopes up, and they let you down. Welcome to my life.
Jesse White played pretty well.
We'll review that later.
Not reviews. Alright, Dan, anything you want.
Oh, Sydney, just annihilating Richmond. I was following the score as I was in the city, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. That scoreline in the end flattered Richmond, really. I mean, they only kicked, was it 2 goals in 3 quarters?
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know how their coach still has a job.
Because they can't fall on their sword as well. Oh, Peggy won't go with him.
Oh, and I've got some off-topic tears. I'm getting sick of seeing the Ultratune at the plastic bimbos. There needs to be an alternative version where you see those two die in a car. and then I might go to Ultratune as a customer.
I've got some off-topic goo as well for the college football game that I went to on Saturday with NL in Sydney. It was great spectacle. The bands were great. I think I want to play some big instrument thing that you carry.
The game might be great, but the ground's shit house.
The ground's fine. Fucking sucks. The ground was fine. Transport to the ground is fine. They're just a bunch of precious fuckwits. Everything was good. My only complaint was the game went for far too long. And then at the end of the third quarter, when they go, please add another 32 seconds to the clock, and everyone's just pretty quiet, and I just go, oh, fuck off. It was one of those responses where I thought was actually in my head, but instead I just shouted out really loudly, "Oh, fuck off!"
I knew it would.
Much to Enternal's delight, who busy himself laughing for the 32 seconds that were added on the clock.
We need to see if that's. I need to see if that's on the recording for it. That'd be funny.
We were front row, and I was just like, I was sunburnt. It had been 3 hours, and it was only 3/4 time, and they added 32 seconds, and that was it for me. I was fucking.
And that 32 seconds probably went on for another 4 hours.
Yeah,
I don't
probably.
know. I fucking left. I was like, nope, no more 32 seconds.
Just think, those 3/4 were still shorter than what Richmond fans felt.
Oh no. I was just like, nah, cannot deal.
I've got to go for tears. Tears for Rory. I'm not saying it's a conspiracy that Dangerfield suddenly all the advertising and he's going to be gifted a Brownlow, but they are screwing a good man out. For shame, AFL.
He punched the guy in the face.
He fucking dived.
No, actually,
Have you not seen the shiner on Ebert's face?
It's fake.
And
It's like pro
It's not,
wrestling.
this isn't WWE. He copped a fair whack. Guys, he was never going to win it. Let's face it.
That cunt's got a giant head too, so.
He's got a very punchable head.
He should be rewarded fucking money for it.
He should be, but I don't think he was going to win the Brownlow.
Well, we'll now go into the match.
Hang
Games.
on, do
No,
you have tears or not?
Go for it, NL. You might as well.
now that you've brought it up, just general tears for the whole handling of the North Melbourne retirees / delisting. It just really, if you were going to write a script for how, for the worst way to handle a situation like that, we pretty much nailed it. So yeah, wasn't our best moment, that's for sure.
It's like you treated it
But you
as
can always
a
be
piece of
comforted that
trash.
it wasn't the worst. Nobody fucked anyone's wife in the toilet. It wasn't the worst.
Far from the worst, exactly.
The only way is up, baby.
We'll talk about
You
that.
will fall down.
We'll talk about that later on. That'll be a big talking point. But we'll go on with the games of the round, and we'll start with probably one of the more, lols-worthy but pointless games. Essendon beating Carlton with Joe Danaher deciding, I can play football today.
Carlton is doing shit. Either way, everyone wins. Because Essendon fans deluding themselves into thinking they're good is great. And winning a game and still winning the spoon is great. And Carlton being shit is great.
I didn't really care about this game, but what I can say is that Kade Simpson is pretty fucking good for Carlton, so's Cripps.
Shut up. I've watched a lot of Carlton games over the past 9 years, and Kade Simpson has been the lifeblood of that club, the absolute heart and soul of it, and has not nearly got the amount of respect he deserves from the footballing public. He is a great footballer.
He should be their captain.
Oh yeah, real harsh on Dennis the Menace. No, he should have been their captain before Judd. He's great. He really is. And I think it was very deserving for him to get a nod in the All-Australian squad.
And same with also Sam Doherty, who also had a pretty good season for Carlton.
Yeah, haha, Brisbane.
And also Zach Merrett didn't get into All-Australian team because, just deal with Essendon. He's young. There's plenty of
No,
time.
but he got it cheering off, which I noticed.
He what?
Oh, thank fuck that cunt's retiring. What the...
That's Sauce Merrett, you fuckwit.
Yeah, I was
Zach
going to
Merrett.
say.
Sorry,
Oh.
I wasn't listening.
Go to sleep.
Who's Zach?
Who's Zach Merrett?
That's what...
And
Never mind.
I doesn't watch Essendon games ever.
I was wondering if you're talking about the Brizzy one or
I
not.
thought you were talking about Daniel Merrett retiring.
No.
Anyway, we'll get to that.
Don't you worry. You just go back to sleep, babe.
And now we have next game. Suns versus Gold Coast. Does anyone care about this game?
Gold Coast played
Suns
themselves.
versus Gold Coast.
They still couldn't win.
See, I don't even care about this
wanna
game.
watch
I
that.
got the clubs wrong. And, the next game that was kind of important in the scheme of things, kind of felt a bit disappointing, relatively speaking, but North Melbourne losing to GWS.
Oh, poo. Absolute poo. Like the sort of poo that you step in and it gets stuck to your foot. Terrible.
And then you take another step to another
Then
foot.
you're trying to look for a stick and you're trying to flick the shit off and you're not really getting anywhere and then you just have to hobble all the way home and rinse
But
your shoe out.
the stick picks up actually has more dog shit on it.
I don't know. This is a weird games. It was North were good for one quarter and then fell away for the rest of the game.
That's kind of
They look like a team that were playing their actual last game for the year, and they were about to do their whole Mad Monday and go off and have a break and whatnot.
They looked like a team that had mentally checked out.
And we'll use that to move on to the next game with St Kilda beating the Lions, well, giving them a spanking, but not big enough of a spanking if you're an Essendon supporter. And well,
it was Paul Rewald spanking the Brisbane Lions.
Yeah,
I can't think of a better standout singular performance by a player this year than Nick Rewald's performance against the Brisbane Lions. Dangerfield's game against Hawthorn round 1 was pretty good. Max Gawn had a standout game against who was it? Where he kicked like 3 goals.
Wasn't it North, something like that, I think?
Yeah, he was good in that game, but there was one where he had like 20 disposals and kicked 3 goals and had like a Brazilian hitouts. Well, anyways, regardless, I think the Rewald game has to be the clear standout performance by an individual in a game this year.
Yeah, it's been pretty handy all year. Done well. Probably ends his last game as captain on a very high note, which is always good. But still, Brisbane, just some of their players are they're worse than vanilla. They're
crap.
just, Rockcliffe.
There were numerous times where we just ran around Brisbane players like they weren't there.
They haven't been there all year. They're terrible.
Like there was that ruck contest after 50-metre penalty in the second or third quarter. 8 seconds for the goal reply.
Now they're coachless.
Morgs, do you want to laugh?
I am always laughing at Brisbane. Suction paddles.
Rockcliffe was a crab. Zorko was actually pretty good. He's been good all season for them. Probably their best player.
Best stain in Brisbane.
What an absolute indictment it is on Pierce Hanley to actually watch him play. He is an embarrassment. Pierce Hanley, he's fucking deplorable, his efforts of late.
I will say this, I was at the game, and you could actually hear Hanley and Mitch Robertson swear, and they fucking swear a lot.
What the fuck are you doing? I told you to get that way you can.
That's pretty much what he was doing. I think it was
Was that Northern Lights attempt at an Irish accent?
Yeah, I'm like 3/4 Irish. I got it down.
You're like fucking 4% Irish.
Bullshit.
Oh, shut up, idiot.
What, are you talking like your grandparents or great-grandparents from the homeland?
Yeah, great grandparents.
Oh, great grandparents.
So you're like all 5th sort of in line.
You're not even Irish.
I'm like both my dad and one on my mum's side, I think, are all Irish.
Basically, your small toe is Irish.
Do you drink Guinness?
I have drunk Guinness, yeah.
Oh, yours Irish as they come. And you love potatoes.
I do. I like potato and chips.
And you love the colour green. Fuck your Irish. Fuck your Subaru.
I'm more Irish than the rubber bandit. Anyway, enough about me.
One of Dan's big, annoying, psychotic hatreds happened again on the weekend with Sauce Merrett getting chaired off.
He's been a really good player, but he just misses that category of people, I think, that deserve a chairing off. He's only played 200 games. He's been a solid defender at best. Most key forwards managed to do all right against him. I mean, that was proven on the weekend. I mean, Rewald just went berserk. Well, do any of you think he deserved a send-off?
No.
No, not giggles over here. He's still laughing about 200 games.
He deserved a punch in the eye like he gave out some bloke. There has been very few less talented players, I believe, than Daniel Merrett. Just a thug of the highest order.
How do you feel about Zach Merrett?
Well, he couldn't be worse than Sauce.
I will say it was weird that Sam Fisher didn't get anything on the banner or no sending off or anything. Because you'd think, he probably deserves one, but he got nothing, because I'm assuming it's his last game.
Did you have Daniel Merrett on your banner?
Did you have Daniel Merrett and Fisher?
It was something about Armitage, then on the other side, thank you, members, have a celebratory teddy bear.
Teddy bear?
Hey.
Alright.
That's creepy. You're giving him
Pen and a badge.
What?
It's like St Kilda was giving away a shitload of merch in these weird, here's a gift for being a good member.
Here's all the shit we couldn't sell to you during the year.
Pretty much.
And Dan, did you get a North flag?
Did I get a North flag?
Yeah, everyone could give a North flag.
No, I didn't get a North flag. All I got was a $20 Uber voucher on the footbridge as I was coming down. So handing those out.
Well, everyone around us had flags and someone left it behind, so I took it home. I left it in our room and he...
It's not there.
Did you take it down?
I want flags, miscellaneous flag hanging in me room.
Fuck up.
I'm not friggin' 13 years old.
Not yet.
So there's an age limit on flags, is that right?
I believe so. You don't wave a People who wave flags at the footy are seriously the fucking worst. I was sitting behind a Hawthorn supporter back in the Hawthorn game. Sorry, if we could just go back a few weeks. Even when they haven't even kicked a goal, say there's like a ball up in just on the wing, she'd wave a flag.
She was 5, you fucking monster. At one stage, he grabbed her flag.
Well, what is it with you two berating little kids at the footy? You guys are
At
bullies.
one day, I was really embarrassed. He grabbed her flag. He's like, "Mum, that's enough." I was like, "Oh."
This is after, mind you, this is after I'd asked about 10 times, could you please stop the flag? Like, sooner or later, you just got to do something about it.
Yeah, that's just a little kid who's trying to enjoy themselves at the footy.
He really stuck it over his knee.
Anyway, we'll move on to the next game involving Fremantle. I'm not sure if that's ironic, I don't give a fuck. But yeah, Fremantle beating the Dogs by 26 points in what can be described as brave all round. Very brave.
What a great game. We, showed up the water drinkers they are.
What a great game. Wasn't there, less than 100 points scored?
Yeah, well, Fremantle-esque can enjoy fucking everything up, and the Doggies can't even kick above 50.
Who had the Pino had the Doggy scoring power, and he's pretty spot on. Alright, now we'll move on to the games that actually did matter. And, well, games that actually matter. Who gives a fuck? We have Adelaide versus West Coast. And West Coast winning.
How disappointing were Adelaide. Jeez. Oh, there was an Adelaide supporter on SEN tonight when we were driving home from netball. God, did he melt down about Josh the Goose. He said I'm related to one of the Adelaide players, and Jenkins' performance is one of the softest performances I've ever seen by an Adelaide Crow. Well, that's probably a bit dramatic, but apparently Josh the Goose... Yeah, Josh the Goose should have gone to Brisbane. They fucking jumped off that bandwagon pretty quick.
I reckon Eagles normally play, pretty consistent. It's just Adelaide play 20 tiers worse than they usually do.
It's a good performance though by the Eagles. I mean, Kennedy, he had the skis on.
Jonathan Giles, what a great game.
This next team had a contender for being the worst performed team of the round, and that is Melbourne getting utterly destroyed by Geelong.
What a fantastic way to send off Paul Roos.
That's fitting for that boring.
That's what they do at that club. Coaches in their last game end up having 100-point losses.
But this is what they do when they get just that little bit ahead of themselves and think that they're actually something. Newsflash, you're still fucking rubbish. And you can come into the thread and crack the shits and go, oh, but we beat Collingwood twice, but you've still achieved fucking nothing. Outside of the expansion teams, you have been gifted more than any Victorian club there is. You literally exist solely because of the AFL saving you again, and you're fucking useless. Useless!
Keep going.
Alright. Are you getting excited?
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, shut up then, and I'll keep going. No, seriously, there has not been a more insipid, spineless club that has ever existed in this game, and to think that they fucking actually thought they had made themselves into something is just laughable. Idiots.
I thought they were going to take spot.
Oh.
Wasn't that going to happen?
Yeah, of
I
course.
think someone made a thread about it.
Really, they should have, 2 weeks ago, they were talking finals, and then the next 2 games they capitulate like a house of cards within the first quarter. They've been shit for the last 2 weeks.
That's it. They shit the bed. As soon as they got close to actually having accomplished something, they shit the bed because they are never, ever, ever going to develop a culture that is going to win anything. They're fucking crap.
So any words on Geelong?
I have nothing to add to that. It's a pretty good promotion.
Geelong are a very good team. They've got Sam, don't know his name, Dangerfield, yeah.
Mongolia.
Sam Mandarine.
Sam Mongolia.
Yeah, that number 35, Sam Menegola.
I think he's 26.
No, he's 35.
Oh, you were going so well.
Someone mute that cunt.
That'd be
You
cool.
haven't finished the joke yet, and bang.
No, I was setting up the joke, but no.
The job was done. You dismantled it from the head up.
You Ross Lyon'd that joke.
We'll move on to the next game, which had the worst performance I've seen from a football side quite a while, and I support St Kilda, so I've seen a fucking fair few of them. We have got Sydney giving Richmond a spanking of almighty proportions. I mean,
Huge.
It was 22 versus witches' hats.
that's an insult to witches' hats.
That is an insult to witches' hats. The witches' hats actually have purpose. They guide you as to where you're supposed to be going and whatnot.
And
These Richmond players are useless.
But I thought they had the best backman in the league. How did Sydney score 7,000 goals?
Because there's only so much one man can do.
Well,
Why
that's
not
not-
kick against the bloke on the same backman?
Or maybe Alex Rance just looks good because he's actually surrounded by rec-link footballers.
I think backman would usually sort of stop a goal every now and then. A great backman, but
Didn't Buddy kick like 7 or something?
Yeah, Buddy kicked 7, McGlynn kicked 5, Rowan kicked 4.
No, it's just Richmond better. They only had like 2 goals at 3/4 time or some shit like that. They were rubbish.
You know, right?
Yeah, I know rubbish as well.
I mean, what Morgs said about Melbourne can just be applied to Richmond.
You know, sort of.
Yeah.
Richmond haven't, without as many handout. Richmond themselves nobody gets ahead of themselves like a Richport. Like a couple of weeks ago, I shared my little experience of them and their ridiculous chanting. And no, it wasn't good. It was fucking stupid. And that's why they will. No, shut up, Flog. They will continue to ride this fucking merry-go-round of misery that is being a
Because of
Richmond.
cheese squad chants.
No, after the game, you don't need to be there half an hour later singing about Dustin Martin banging your wife when, like, what are you doing? Go home, you fuckwits. You just beat 13. You didn't fucking win anything good. They're a bunch of idiots. And their club is fucking stupid. And if they didn't sack Hardwick today, they're not going to. They don't have the spine because for so many years they were trigger happy with the coaching, and now they won't bite the bullet and get rid of him when it is the right thing to do. And don't talk to me, NL, about how he performed well with a shit list. No.
Well, after 35 years, sooner or later you got to figure out it's not the coach. Didn't they have Alan Jeans at one point? He couldn't fucking do anything.
I mean, they need to trade Deledio, trade anyone with currency. They need a hard rebuild.
I read somewhere that they've let off all their assistant coaches.
Yeah, they
right?
did. They got rid of 5 of them today. 2 of them were called Mark Williams. One of them was Choco, and the other one some other Williams. But I reckon, maybe in the talking points we'll discuss it. But I think that was the wrong thing to do. What they've done.
Well, how can you get rid of all those guys, still keep the main coach,
Yeah.
who's arguably just as accountable, if not more so, than those guys?
Because they can't do that. Because they are the ones, the board themselves can't get rid of Hardwick because it is admitting fault, and they won't do it. They should never have extended him for 2 years based on nothing.
So-
And if they turf him, they have to fall on their sword too. And stupid Peggy Sue's isn't going to do that.
Stupid Peggy Sue's. So they're trying to save their own skin rather than trying to help their own club.
They couldn't give a stuff about the club.
No, this is the Save Their Skins campaign, not Save Our Skins.
It's pretty much what they
That's
are going to do. When I
incredibly
would assume. They're going, and they came out and said, we had to half-ass the rebuild because we didn't think Richmond supporters would enjoy another year of failure or something like that.
They've had to put up with it for 30-something years.
10 of them.
So yeah, they insult their fans, and
I think that's a massive kick in the teeth to their fans, because if there is a supporter base that is actually going to stick by you, it's the Richmond supporter base. They are huge and they still have good membership. So I don't think that you can sell them hope based on fucking an intra-club match where you try and call it off midway through it. They'd still be like, yeah, it's Tiger time, cunt. Like, they're going to stick by them until like round 3 when they microwave their memberships, but you've already got their money.
Let's sing another Dustin Martin song. There's only one Dustin Martin, one Dustin Martin. There's only one Dustin Martin.
Oh, Dustin Martin, you are the love of my life. Oh, Dustin Martin, I'd let you shag my wife. Dustin Martin.
That's funny.
I want their tattoos too.
would any of them have wives to shag?
No, there was
No.
like, even a 7-year-old.
Do you think
there was a
the
7-year-old
KFC boy is happily married?
Seriously, there was a junior version of the KFC boy, and he was 7, and he would have been singing that song louder than anyone. About someone shagging his wife. I'm like, mate, you won't ever have a wife. Put down the bucket.
I wonder if he'll share KFC boys with.
He might shag KFC boy, that's it. it.
Anyway, we'll go on to the next game, which can only be described as probably the biggest trolling I've ever seen in the football for quite a while. We're 4-4 beating Collingwood by 1 point.
Oh, what a great game. Like, even as a neutral, you guys must have enjoyed it. Like, it was a good game to watch. Exciting, played at a good tempo, and we got close enough to win, and just didn't. Haha, doggies.
So, who are you supporting then?
I was supporting Collingwood, but then at the end, I didn't get sad. I was absolutely wrapped. Our performance, there were some very, very, very poor efforts by some of our players, but I was on the whole pretty proud of the performance by the majority of our team. Marley Williams can take a long walk off a short pier. I think he can fuck off.
Well, looking at that game as well, I mean, Treloar was fucking heroic again. Grundy was also very good.
And the person who's to blame for that is fucking Kadinia Park, the dickhead, who sent me a message going, is Treloar injured? He has had no touches. And then he's like, oh, that's because he's just shit. And then bang. And so that's what
How many disposals did he have?
36.
And he didn't touch it for the first quarter?
No.
Jesus, that's not bad.
He 36 and 2 in 3 quarters of football. And he was magnificent. Greenwood was fantastic in the last quarter. Best game that he's played for us. Crocker was really good. Rupert Wills was good again.
Jesse White
was good. Jordan De Goey was really good. There's a lot to like, but it's just a shame that this all kind of happened too late in the season. But the back end of our season hasn't been too bad, and I think there are promising signs for the future. I think it was a really good note to end on. Not a lot, but unlike Richmond and Melbourne and Carlton, who were supposed to be better than us, we didn't put the cue in the rack and just not turn up in the last game. Like, we turned up and we played and we pushed Hawthorn.
Move on to talking points. And, well, to quote Eddie Maguire, what a big week it has been in football. And we'll start with the news that North Melbourne have Turf, Boomer Harvey, Spud Ferrito, Drew Petrie, and Del Santo. So, thoughts?
Well, you can probably include Robin Nahas and Farron Ray to that list as well.
The best number 35 in the game, Aaron Black.
Oh yeah, he's gone. He'll get delisted or traded, whatever. I mean, he hasn't even got a look in on any of the team's emergency lists. I think the club has sent a pretty clear message that he's finished, that his time is up.
I will say, as badly done it was as it was, but it was the right decision to make.
Why do people keep saying it was badly done? I don't get it. These sort of things are never clean. Particularly when you have players that want to continue, particularly when there's still games to be played. Like, players themselves wanted to know, are we staying or are we going? They got an answer. They were offered to do a press conference. They said no. And it's just, it sucks for everyone. I mean, it's hard for the coach to do this sort of thing. It's hard on the players themselves. It's hard for supporters to accept. Like, particularly in Brent Harvey's case, that North Melbourne people have been associated with this individual for 20 plus years. I mean, that's a lifetime, you know? So these sort of things are never good news, or they're never clean, you know? It's always associated with sadness. And like, the day I found out about this, the whole day felt like a wake. It was just a miserable sort of deflating.
Sitting at the game, it felt like that. The atmosphere was exactly like that.
It was like a funeral. It was the most bleak game of the
I saw the writing on the wall for those guys, because nothing had been said about those gentlemen getting another year. Like, usually between rounds 17 and 19, you hear the news about so-and-so signing on for another year or 2 years. Nothing of the sort this year.
Man, but I
mean, it had to be done, though. I mean, they've made no mistake. They have to invest with the future now. This team can't win a premiership this year or next year. So, you know, and even if they added Jared Waite and Daniel Wells to that list, which they still might, it's still the right call to make. Difficult decisions have to be made sometimes.
It was the right call for Ferrito and Petrie as they were done.
And Del Santo. Del Santo is genuine potato level. His efforts are half-assed. He's well and truly done. The only one I've got any kind of problem with is Boomer, because he's still performing well.
The only problem with that, you can't keep Harvey but then turf out all the other senior players. It just looks critical.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. He's a 400 game player. He's not in the same class as Ferrito and Petrie.
So what's the argument then from a player that's being told that their services are no longer required? Well, I'm still playing good footy, and you're keeping a 38-year-old.
They're not playing good footy. The other three are not.
Well,
they're not.
Petrie and Ferrito were cooked. Like, that would know.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll move on to the next talking point. And, well, Sydney have had another handout.
Surprise!
How much was it? High six figures to get out of contract or something?
Oh, did someone have to write you a note to get you out of gym class, Sydney? You fucking cunt.
How the fuck are you a top 4 side and still not getting people in? Like, how? Like, seriously, how? Like, I don't understand it.
Because they're bandwagoners. They win a flag, they'll jump on.
They had a massive rise in their membership numbers, but they can't afford to pay out their own shit, and they have to be bailed out by the AFL at every opportunity. And the Sydney supporters who are like, oh, it wasn't our decision, it was the AFL's decision. Oh, let's rewind the clock back to when you got out of that stadium deal, didn't tell your opponent who you were playing fucking 2 weeks later, you lying sacks of shit. You were the ones who orchestrated it. You just didn't want to pay the bill, you bastards.
Never changed, Sydney.
I mean, it's just, yeah, we know ANZ, not the world's greatest stadium, but just fucking go with it. Who cares?
Enjoy play final there this week.
What happens if someone gets injured there? Then Sydney, in the fucking boat, like in the Shropshire Creek. Gerard Roughhead, like, has his shirt torn off because of the fucking bolts or something like that.
Yeah, but they'll ensure it's fixed properly.
We're so stupid. The NRL actually surrendered the home ground rights to it. Because it's meant to be the Canterbury Bulldogs are meant to play the Panthers on the same day. They have to move that game to Lyon'd now.
So they're now screwing over NRL as well as Collingwood.
Bunch of assholes. We could have really started our season well if it wasn't for them changing that game. I know we could have won that game if it was at ANZ.
Haven't they only, beaten Collingwood there once?
Yeah, and it was after John McCarthy died and we'd just been to the funeral. Like, it wasn't our best week.
Didn't old mate Kenny love that game? He got in the circle.
Oh, old mate Kenny. Fucking chase down the thunder from the sky. Boys. Fucking hell. Look at me, Mavis. I'm on the fucking TV.
I will say it's quite funny seeing, old South Melbourne supporters. They're, chanting Sydney. It's like, you are aware they abandoned you and using you as money pigs.
I don't even know if he was a South Melbourne supporter, old Kenny. I think he was wandering down King's Cross one day in the early 80s, like, oh, what's the game these young'uns are playing here? I might go and have a gander.
I think he was walking down there and he's like, oh, stud the boot for you, honey. And now they can't have the fucking room. I think he lives there. He lives under the ground. He's fucking... Seriously, you can't fire someone who's that old unless you're North. North would have retired that cunt ages ago. Get out, Kenny. I don't care how good you are.
Imagine if they treat Sydney, imagine if North Melbourne treated Suze that way, the way they treat poor old Ken.
Imagine they have Suze in the school. Yeah, she'd be trying to get the showers to piss on them all. No, Suze, you just get to sing the song. You're not in the showers.
All right, boy, shower time. Let's go.
You can imagine her. She'd be whipping the towels and shit. Bud, you've dropped the soap.
Anyway, we'll move on to the next talking point, which is Leper getting sacked. No surprises.
Leper been made to be a leper. Poor bastard.
I think he's happy to get out of that job.
He was dealt with a poo sandwich going to that club. From having a shit list to having players leave, shit facility.
His board is also fucking stupid.
His best player is a captain who is just a stat merchant who offers nothing.
And there's also locker room cancer.
His second best player is a druggie.
Oh, quad strike. His third best player's rooting everyone's misses. Oh, God. His fourth best player's Clay Bean. Oh, so who's going to get his job?
I've heard Brett Ratton, but Brett Ratton doesn't want to work with Greg Swan, so...
No, he fired him, so he's not going to do that.
John Barker, Gary Ayres is apparently there.
I think that Marcus Ashcroft...
James Strimple.
Roger Merrett, like that.
Damien Bauer.
Richard Champion, he could sing to them at half time. Yeah, he sings and plays the guitar. He's a man of many talents. He's a real champion.
Source Merrett, he just retired.
He'd be a good fit.
Uber Harvey.
What's Crazy Foster doing?
Yeah, apparently Leper might be moving down to Port Adelaide for defence coach.
Tim Nodding, Clark Keating. Is he busy?
Going to rattle off all the ex-Brisbane players of 2000.
Yeah,
Why
get
not?
Brad Scott back.
Get the job.
Oh, yeah, seriously.
Brad Scott, yeah, well said. Whoever said that.
No, he couldn't be that far away from Suze again. What?
Suze, that's another candidate.
Oh, you really want a fucking football club? Suze in charge? No.
She did nominate a Schwab, considering what Schwabs have done to football clubs.
Well, now that Choco Williams has got the ass from Richmond, I think he'd be a decent fit at Brisbane. He'd bring some much needed hardness, and I think
Actual hardness.
yeah, actual hardness,
Damien
not
Merrett.
not like Damien Hardwick. I was a tough player, but I'm a shit coach. Not that kind of hardness. I think that Choco would be good for Brisbane.
Anyway, we'll move on to the next point, which is the All-Australian team, and, well, pretty decent team, I would say.
Well, it's
Very-
been announced already, has it?
Yeah, it's the 40-man squad of Betts,
Oh, the
Jenkins...
squad. Okay. Did
Squad
any
got-
players make it?
Sorry?
Yeah, Bobby Tarrant.
Is that it?
Yep.
I thought Ben Brown might have been a tiny chance of making the squad, but not to be. Tarrant had a pretty good year. So
Had
that's
a
no
great.
surprise. Who else?
Unfortunately, would never be the best footballer in his family. But
Max Gorn's pretty much confirmed to be Ruckman.
pretty much.
Name, didn't he?
There's only one Ruckman, so...
You win by default.
He'll shave his beard off if he doesn't win.
Wouldn't want to rock, though.
But yeah, I'm not surprised that Lockie Neal got in, but I don't think Lockie Neal makes the final team. He was pretty much a stats pad off at Fremantle. Like, he didn't do much at times.
There's not much he can. Sorry, much he can do on his own. Trelaw and fucking Anna Cantleberry made it. Happy day.
Trelaw will get in the 22. He played very well this season.
Pendles will get in.
Oh, yes, he did very well this season. Worth all of the picks.
Yeah.
All of the picks forever.
Yep, I'm going to admit I was wrong and Morgs was right about Trelaw trade being good.
Hashtag Morgs was right again.
Tom Scully made it, which was surprising.
What?
Yeah.
Tom Scully's in the squad.
We're doing
Oh, most-
what exactly?
Most of the GWS team
I
midfield
think
should be in the squad, I reckon.
I think he's lost.
He's he got on the wrong team bus.
Is this Tom Scully?
Yeah. No, he's had a good year for him, but that doesn't mean
He
he
must have
should.
been really shit the other year. If that game was any indication.
It's, yeah, weird. Jasper Pittard made the squad of 40.
That's the most weirdest choice. That guy's a turnover merchant. Don't even know how he got in there.
Yeah. Corey
Well,
Enright made it. He's
What
probably
is it there?
a debatable thing.
He was average. But I'd say I agree with most of the GWS people because their midfield and attack, half forwards played really well.
I think you're about to turncoat.
No, I'm not about Turco.
You have spread a hell of a lot of orange goo today.
Yeah. No, that's just, their half forward midfield structure's been really good.
yes movement.
Yeah, I've just got forward line derangement syndrome. Like, haven't had a forward line forever, so seeing one just impresses me. But yeah,
It's okay.
was it? Yeah. And the other players, the Sydney Swans, obviously, those 5 players done amazingly well with Franklin, Hannabury, the other Josh Kennedy, Luke Parker, and Dane Rampy.
It's been a great comeback this year for Buddy from what he went through last year. I think that not a lot's really been said about what it must have taken for him emotionally to get back to the place he is now, and I think that's a really, really fantastic effort by him.
Yep. And he's probably been in some, career best form, I would say.
Yeah, for a guy that has accomplished all that he has this season, I think he has really taken it to the next level.
I mean, he's been a hell of a lot more consistent with goals, especially compared to his 100 season. He's been chasing a lot more.
Yeah.
Well, when you're not crashing into cars, I mean, you're probably less stressed out and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been very much aided by not having to run into...
Maybe just into sitting on his face a little bit more often. Who knows?
Okay.
Is there any other players in the All-Australian that don't deserve it?
Josh Jenkins is in the squad.
No.
Yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's disgusting.
He's not making it to the 22.
He shouldn't even be in the squad.
The squad is
What does it say about Josh Jenkins? Never previously All-Australian. No shit, he's shit.
I guess all the Gooses, no wonder.
60 goals, 5th in the league.
Yeah,
Half of them are from 10 metres out.
Half of no effort required.
Out.
Yeah,
All you've got to do is be the player that chases their opponent the least, and voila, you're closest to goal.
Actually, talking about that, Jack Stevens, you got to mention, mowing down your team's best midfielder.
Jack Stephen, he's in it. Woo. Nick Reward, yeah. You could debate unlucky that his middle part of the season was a bit shit.
Yeah, but I think that didn't both Tom Lynch's make it?
Yeah.
Surely that's an error.
Tom Lynch's made it.
The Adelaide one shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
No, the Adelaide one is a ugly, smaller version of Source Merrett.
Ooh.
Looks-wise.
Football, looks-wise, yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna say that's.
No, not all. Relax. Trigger
Are we
happy.
forgetting one player who made it in the Australian team? Paddy Dangerfield.
No.
Ooh, Sam Menegola.
Yeah, I was like, who's Paddy?
Paddy will be getting all the fucking plaudits this season. We know what's going to happen.
Apparently he surfs in a suit. Has everyone seen that?
I have not. Can you
Really?
describe what he's... Yeah.
I'll post a thread about it.
Was it a full suit tie?
Is he wearing?
Anyway. What?
Is he wearing shoes? Does he surf in shoes?
No.
It'd be pretty unprofessional if he didn't. Like, you can't have a suit without shoes.
And he couldn't be wearing white socks either.
Weird things happen at Geelong.
Why don't you lose a shoe, mate? No, I found one. Yeah.
The old joke.
Anyway, we'll move on to
Speaking of shoes,
questions.
shush, Cookie. Speaking of shoes, I got a new badge today, and it's of a boot. Because I won the fucking goal kicking competition on the Collingwood board. So I got a badge of a boot. It's the best.
You've been booted.
Yeah, I got that, and I got the Bay badge today. Badges everywhere.
It's raining badges. Hallelujah, it's raining.
You chieftain. You're a top bloke, chief.
Anyway.
Is awesome.
Oh, anyway, we'll go on to questions. And, well, we'll look at good questions. I was actually surprised a decent one from Jose is, which club would benefit most from the week off?
You, Jose, take a week off. take several weeks off.
I think that Adelaide.
See, I think Hawthorn.
No,
I think Hawthorn too.
I don't think they would be phased either way. If they had to come back next week and get the job done, they'd find a way to do it. But this week. But I think that Adelaide, after their last week's performance, they need to get that out of their minds. And I don't know, because it could go either way. They could have too long to think about it and to digest it. Relax, stress head. Or they could, I don't know, have some kind of fucking spiritualistic, deep cleansing movie sessions and Killer style. And, just really move on. But I don't know. Either way, Adelaide, I think, will benefit.
I go with doggies because doggies have so much injuries.
Oh, they do not! Shut up! Do fucking not. If they hang on, shut up, shut your tiny little good mouth. If they have so many injuries, how the fuck is Stringer playing in the VFL?
Yeah, that's actually a good point. But the doggies do have some injuries to some of their midfield stocks, and it'll help them immensely. But great question, Jose.
I think they need 2 years off for their injuries.
Oh, Oh, we've got so many injuries. Literally, you have had 2 players that are out for the season. Like, oh, Joe Henderson's been injured and Easton Wood's injured, but like they've all gone and come back, or they're coming back. Like they're not career-ending, season-ending. Like we've had Bob Murphy and fucking the 2 dickheads that hurt themselves for 1 game. Like the rest of you players have come back. You fucking sooky hypochondriac.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, there's a few of them are going to come back, so that's probably the doggies, I'd say.
Oh, well, I hope they come back and they get all excited and they fuck it. Well,
Yeah, okay.
Anyway,
I'm not talking about Bob Murphy and shit like that.
another question from the Milk Farmer Starburns. What ways could the AFL have spent the 6-figure sum they used to give colas? It's like, what other ways?
they could have made it rain in the middle of ANZ Stadium with dollar bills. It would have been better. They could have done anything. They could have used it and gone to the machine in the ANZ Bank, got it all out in coins, and flicked it at the supporters in the stands. Anything would have been better than giving it to fucking Sydney. Seriously, Gillen could have wiped his ass with every note and stuck it on the outside of the G.
And didn't old mate DB filthy up over that question? Jesus.
Oh.
He didn't take that too kindly.
Oh, don't question us! Don't question us! It's not our fault! Daddy didn't love us! Yes, he did. Loves you the most, and that's why he looks after you. He does. I always want to be like, oh, the VFL, blah, 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 blah. Literally, we are all just competing for the love of our parents, the AFL, and you are the golden child. Undeserving cunts.
Okay, that's all the questions, because the other ones were about players like Sam Mongolia and random shit.
I've got a question. If you could change the word divvy in filter to something, what would it be?
I'd say cheap is awesome.
You would ass. You would say that, you giant ass kisser.
What? How? Oh.
I would say you fuck off Jose.
That's actually a pretty good one.
Yeah, because every thread you start, someone wants to divvy it, so that's like
Someone say your name in every thread.
oh, look guys, it's all about me.
No, it would have been last year, that would have been accurate, because geez, I think I made 5 threads and 4 of them got divvied. So...
Not a good strike rate, that.
Yeah, 4 terrible strike rate.
Oh, tell us more, Mr. Faggot.
No, that's all. I've toned down.
74.
It's not good to be famous as Jose, which is refer everything back to your own team.
Do you just quite talk about yourself in the third person?
No, I was talking about the term to do a Jose.
I think that's still talking about yourself in the third person.
I'm going to do it more than Ashley.
Rant and rave and everything?
Shut up, Cookie.
Anyway, well, we'll move on to this week on the Bay. And, well, the poll last week, the perfect gift for a wedding, 14.3% said goo, 23.8% said Jackpot's driving an Uber Black, 28.6% said milk fresh from Starburns' farm, and the winner, with 1/3 of all respondents saying an artwork collection by Suze.
I don't think he appreciates Suze that much, Dan. What do the Bay posters do?
Oh, it would be a perfect wedding gift for him. But anyway, moving on
Am I
to...
allowed to come, Dan? Can I come to the Bucks?
No, the wedding's already happened, and I bolted like a horse.
That horse is bolted.
Yep.
Did you let's elope?
Did you meet Starburns? Did you give milk?
No, he did not give milk.
Anyway, we'll move on to Thread of the Week, and, well, nominations. Go for it.
I'm going to nominate the St Kilda versus Richmond game day thread on the main board. It was enjoyable viewing and reading as I was watching the scores on my phone.
That game was not enjoyable. That was cancer.
Oh, but some of the melts on that thread were fantastic.
I will say North swinging the axe before finals even started was funny.
Yeah, that was pretty good. More for that. But my actual nomination would be the I Am Patrick Dangerfield thread. That's pretty good.
Let's see what else. Oh, there's some pretty good threads this week. I'm trying to remember them.
Yeah, it was like about 10 or 12 or so.
Oh, actually, all the Richmond bashing, that was also pretty funny. Good People of the Bay was also a good thread.
Still good. Still good.
I'll take it. Oh, no, actually serious. Blood's franchise continues to reach the AFL draft.
Oh, yes. That got plenty of melts.
Mate, Sparkles.
Well done, Sparkles.
Nailed that one.
But can we give it to him? Because he doesn't like reach arounds.
Nah, sorry, can't win. Bad luck.
I mean, he made the rules.
Rules are rules. Sparkles.
Fuck, what else? Actually, I will actually nominate the St Kilda Brisbane main board thread, copying from Dan, because it involved a shitload of melts from North supporters and Essendon supporters.
Why?
Why the fuck did North melt over it?
It was wild, Bill. He was just going in and trolling.
Well, don't paint all of us just because it was one stupid North Melbourne poster.
Well,
One
actually,
idiot doesn't represent the whole village.
for a good backfire thread, hashtag I'll ride with the pies today.
I blame you, DB cunty. But still, it's funny because you actually wanted it to happen and it didn't.
So, which thread do you want to give it to?
All of the above.
Well, fuck it, we'll just give it to Starburns. He can enjoy a reach around for once.
Yeah, no. Good work, Sparkles. It's pretty.
End of the week.
It's pretty hard to get bites from when there's only two people around, but you did a good job.
He's still getting
And,
blocked.
well, talking of biting, Flog of the Week.
Smasher, smasher, smasher.
Did Smash
Yeah,
even
everyone.
post on the Bay this week?
This retard and his "We Are Everyone's Grand Final" mantra is just the most retarded, stupidest crap that I've ever had to come across on Big Footy.
Such an amazing, inflated sense of self when it comes to his football club. You are nothing. Genuinely irrelevant to the clubs who actually matter.
Yeah, I'll go with Smasher, and just honorable mention to all the Essendon randos that are in the posting in the Essendon thread, the Dana things. They are silly. They don't think they're going to get many Malden spoons.
Yeah, I don't like the influx of random Essendon supporters. There's like 5 that have stuck around through all of this. The rest of them can fuck right off.
Yeah, I mean, Zaka, Big Joe D, Dukin,
Dapper Jong,
yep, Dapper Jong.
Crapples, who banned himself from the Bay and is the worst banned player ever. I'm banned from the Bay unless it's to talk about these 17 categories. Just say them, cunt. Just
Guys, I'm going.
see you guys, I'm going.
I'm going.
Do you know that I'm leaving? Like an intentional.
It's kind of like Hodgepodge announcing his leaving of Big Footy. He would do that sometimes.
You know what, I'm going to give Hodgepodge a nomination too. His anti-AFL troll is as boring and as dry as fucking...
Oh,
wallpaper or something.
Like, why are you if you actually wanted this to be believable, what are you doing on a football forum, you fuckwit? I'm here to talk about how boring football is. Podgy, please.
I don't know why. I know it's fucking stupid, but it makes me laugh for some reason.
Because it flies in the face of him posting 3,000 times a day about it.
And I'm also going to nominate also some Sydney supporters as well. Like, they got really melty. I mean, all of them except for, I think, Chaser got melty.
Yeah, he's a good bloke. He's the second best organ that posts on the back.
Stop it.
Probably leading the way.
Just nominate all of them. Just Sydney, Essendon supporters, Smasher, nominate all of them.
Okay.
Man with no
If
name.
you want to nominate all of them, you have to tag every single Sydney Swans poster on Big Footy in thread.
But don't tag Von.
And if you don't do it within 24 hours of the thread being posted, you are banned.
You're welcome.
So every Sydney Swans poster that's been active for the past 2 weeks, you have to tag in that thread. I don't know why you're laughing. You have to do it, or you'll get banned.
Hashtag Dan's rules. D rules. I like the anarchy that is what this is now.
Do
Oh,
it.
Flogcasting.
Flogcasting without a supreme leader.
Anarchy.
And, well, yep. Next, well, I suppose we'll have some general footy review. It's like, well, which team do you think which players have really impressed you this season? Just name 3.
Tom Doty, Zach Dawson, and Josh Jenkins.
Morgs.
I don't want to be too main board, but
We've been over main board tonight. It hasn't sat well with me.
I did predictions for Mad Monday. Do you best Mad Monday, people?
no, I'm going to nominate Jesse White because he's been real good. And yep, well, compared to his actual ability, yeah, he is.
Compared to what everyone says he is.
No, yeah. Jesse's realised what his limitations are and has let play within them. It's good.
Okay, I'm gonna say Chris Mayne, Tom Boyd, and Chris Dawes. I'm surprised how shit you can play, yet still play get an AFL game in you. Don't know how.
And be paid very well for it.
Yep.
These players that were impressed still managed to get a game or play at the level.
Yep.
I have to go Jack Watts, number 1.
Most
Cannot deny him
improved.
anymore.
Right, most improved because he's actually almost at AFL level.
He's half decent.
Yeah, you know what? He's almost not the last person picked. It's good.
He's now elevated himself to a different level.
Yep.
He's no longer just bait cult hero.
Yep.
Mhm.
And Robbo can't suck about it now because we're cheering Jackie on.
Oh, I thought Robbo was dead, but he came back this week. How disappointing. Robbo, he's been gone for 2 weeks.
Was it rehab?
I don't think so. Stay off the bottle, Robbo, you pisshead.
Yeah, this has been the Flogcast for the end of the home and away season. Joining is Not Cookie,
Goodbye.
Morgan Ashley with Northern Lights,
Why?
So yeah,
Fucking Mavis! Mavis! Time to go!
Jose,
Down the thunder from the sky!
Can you settle down?
and Dan.
So, yeah.
And hosting is Cookie, who probably, won't be hosting next week. And also, just a reminder that the Bay will be having its live stream at the Brownlow once again, where you can join such people as, Dan,
Yay.
Morgan Ashley, Teach, and Sober Cookie into Drunk Cookie.
Yes, and if anyone would actually like to make an appearance, please don't hesitate to let us know, and we'll consider it.
$10 fee.
The Brusso pay for itself.
Did you say you weren't going to come on next week?
No, I will be.
Oh, well, what did you say then?
He said he's not going to be the boss next week because the dictator.
Factor right in.
The dictator.
Oh,
El Furo, our Starburns will be back.
Chop.
This is going to be
Smoking
totally
cows.
Auschwitz if he's back.
Oh, no. Oh, he is
Nine.
due to.
Talk about football. 9.
The very professional Starburns.
Don't say 9 to fucking Starburns. He'll start rocking back and forward.
And on that note of Richmond being shit, we will hope to see you next week.
Well, that's if Cookie can put this in iTunes so the fucking sooks shut up. Oh, it's gonna be in iTunes. I can't walk the dog and catch the Pokemon and listen. Wow.
Maybe they should stop buying overpriced shit from Apple.
Oh, yeah, excuse me. I can't get this in my podcast app. Jesus Christ, not like pay for the fucking thing. You get what you pay for, so shut the fuck up.
Thank you for listening. See you next week.
Thank you for listening. Stop complaining.